everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crystal Stacy Designs. So I just want to say happy Juneteenth. Today I am going to be making a Juneteenth drink that you can have with your Juneteenth meal. So if you all have been following me for a while, before I had a YouTube, I had my Instagram, which is Crystal Stacy Designs. Well, it used to be in interior design underscore Crystal, but anyway, now it's Crystal Stacy Designs. And so a couple years ago, I did this whole big Juneteenth meal where I made a whole spread, all of the things that represented Juneteenth, and also made a drink. But this year, just very busy. So I was like, I don't want to do a meal, but let me do a quick and easy drink that you can serve for your Juneteenth meal. And I will link that video on my in the description so you can see it. At some point it'll make its way to YouTube, but for now you can just watch it on Instagram. So Juneteenth, I'll say about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, the United States government finally made it an official holiday. So if you're like an state employee like myself or federal employee, it's now a day that we get off. So I don't want to assume that everybody knows about Juneteenth, even though you should. So before we get into the drink, I'm just going to go over a very, very, very brief history. Because like I said, to do like a fuller history, you could just go ahead and watch my old video. But to give you an overview, so this is from the National Museum of African American History over in DC. This is on their website about Juneteenth. So on June 19th, 1865, nearly 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln emancipated enslaved Africans in America, Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas, with news of freedom. More than 250,000 African Americans embraced freedom by executive decree in what became known as Juneteenth or Freedom Day, with the principles of self-determination, citizenship, and democracy magnifying their hopes and dreams. Those Texans fast to the promise of true liberty for all. So, as an overview, for many Black people here in this country, particularly Black Americans, this is what we consider our Independence Day. So on June 19th, you'll see like a lot of hashtags, Freedom Day, Emancipation Day, because it was the day when they finally let the slaves know that they were free. Mind you, it had been over for a while, but they finally were notified. So that's why it's such a big celebration. And it's been for years, but through COVID and kind of things that happened with George Floyd, the U.S. kind of finally wanted to start to acknowledge that some of this stuff was happening. So then they made Juneteenth an official holiday. So it's been, like I said, there have been celebrations all over the world. Like Texas has one of the biggest celebrations for obvious reasons. So the way I celebrate, like I said, I made a meal the last couple years, or I, try to watch something representative for Juneteenth. But for this year, I'm going to make a drink. And now, before I make my drink, I just want to say you'll probably notice my outfit that I have on a lot of red. And the reason why I have on red is because that is one of the main colors that represents Juneteenth. So I see kind of Juneteenth with two sets of colors. So on one hand, some flags have the red, black, and green that people use as their color scheme for Juneteenth. But then some people also use red, black, and blue. Red, white, and blue, like the United States flag, because we are U.S. citizens and this is our representation of freedom. So they use that flag. And again, I'll link this so you can see it, because I actually have one of the flags and I'll put it up for Juneteenth. So, but as you notice in both flags, red is the color. And red is very significant for Juneteenth because, sorry, I'm reading off my laptop, so if it goes in and out. So red, additionally, is widely believed that the color symbolically represents the blood shed by enslaved African ancestors. And also, I also read in other places that the red means resilience, like resilience of the people through slavery, and even that um, will even translate into now. Like we're still, as much as things have gotten better, some things either have gotten worse or they're still the same. So we're still fighting as Black Americans. So today my drink will focus on red. It will be majority red in the drink. And as I was doing research, because if you all have been following me, you know I like to do research on things when it comes to holidays, because I've always been a person to be like, why do we actually celebrate these traditions? So, why, yes, red represents the blood of the people, the enslaved people, and the resilience, but it also has somewhat of deeper reasons why we might use red in the food. And if you go and look at a Juneteenth spread, you'll see a lot of foods with red. And so then this is from pbs.org, where it goes a little bit more into the history. So it says there are a few things you'll reliably find at a Juneteenth celebration, and they are usually red foods. According to food historian Michael Twitty, the tradition of eating red foods likely came from the enslaved Yoruba and Congo people brought to Texas in the 19th century. I say Yoruba, but I think it's Yoruba. Sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. I always get it wrong. The color red can represent power, sacrifice, and transformation in both of those cultures. It also helps that many red foods are available around mid-June. Summer fruits like strawberries and watermelon, for example, are in peak season during Juneteenth. Red drinks like hibiscus tea and strawberry sodas at Juneteenth celebrations. Other foods you'll likely see red velvet cake and, of course, barbecue, because we can't forget that Juneteenth was a holiday in Texas first. Do you eat spicy hot links, usually made with beef that is dyed red, at your local Juneteenth parties? Because food historians like Adrian Miller credit African American cooks with creating hot links and expanding barbecue styles. So, as you'll see, because it makes sense, the people that were enslaved were African, so they brought a lot of their some of their traditions over with them, which incorporated red. So it makes sense why red is a mainstay for the season. And like they said, so when I did like my previous Juneteenth meal, I made a red velvet cake. I made a hibiscus drink. We had beans. So again, just staying with that red color. So that's not going to be any different today. So I'm just going to make a drink. It's not going to take me long. I've spent longer talking to you all. So let's just go ahead and get into the drink. So let me just move my laptop. Okay, so again, remember our focus is red. So hopefully you all can see it. Sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I've seen this recipe in different ways on different sites. So I kind of use other examples and just kind of made up my own. So I can't remember off the top of my head where I got versions of this. So I don't, I'm not going to claim this all as mine. I kind of made my drink based off a whole bunch of other recipes. So what I'm going to do is, so my red focus today is going to be strawberry and raspberries. And so I'm going to make that together. You see I have a cherry syrup. And for my base, I'm just going to do this mango nectar. So I'm just going to use just a little bit of it because, of course, we want our focus to be red. And the majority of it will be lemon lime, because you all know I try to do better with my sugar. I'm trying to cut back. So I'm like, let's just use seltzer water instead of ginger ale, which a lot of recipes do use ginger ale. Like if they'll do a sparkling drink. So this is kind of like a strawberry / and raspberry sparkling drink. But a lot of them would use ginger ale. But I said, let me just use the seltzer water to, so it's not as sweet. And so let's go ahead and put it together very quickly. All right, so first thing I got to do, first of all, let's shake this up. I've got to shake this up. You get these anyway, but honestly, I just got this from the Dollar Tree. Mango nectar. I absolutely love mango, so I'm going to put a little bit in there. But first, before I do anything, what I want to do is to really get the red going is I am going to blend these strawberries and raspberries. So I just took 4 big strawberries, and chopped them up. And of course, the raspberries are already small and they're fine. To be honest, I'm not that much of a fan of raspberry on its own. I would eat it occasionally, but I like it better when it's mixed in with something. So just go ahead and we'll just put this in here. Now, y'all, don't laugh at me. I cannot find the top of my blender. I don't know where it went. And I didn't have time to look for it. So call me ghetto, I don't care. But I'm going to use my aluminum foil made top. And we will blend this away. So let me see. I guess I can try to do, maybe, we'll just do blend. All right, so first I was like, oh, that's a lot to blend, but it was just that. And of course, I'm just making this for me, so if you're making this for a larger group, you'll make it much more. But oh, that actually wasn't a lot. See, I don't know if you all can see. You see? Gosh, the camera always looks weird. Okay, I blended it, so that's gonna be the base. So what I'm gonna do, I keep saying that's the base. That's the main ingredient. But so what we're gonna do, a little bit of mango. And again, if you want it freshly juiced, you can, but I wasn't going through all that because that's not the basic. That's not the majority. So, okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit. Okay. A little bit more. All right. You like my little cute fruit cup, which I thought was perfect. Okay. All right. Because again, you all know I believe in reuse, and I used this for video and decorations in the past. So, okay. So now we got our mango, and so now how about we add our strawberry and raspberry. Now that I'm looking at it, I was like, I probably could have did more. Alright. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and mix this. See how that red is coming in? Okay. So, all right. Now, oh, so be careful. I had this in the freezer, kind of chilling, to make it so it was still cold. Okay, now that's enough. Only thing about salsa water is I get so upset because I'm like, oh, this really isn't sweet. I know that, but still. And now we're going to add cherry. Just a little bit because I don't want it overly sweet. But again, I'm just trying to keep that red going, and we're going to mix it. Now, before I taste it, I'm going to do one last thing that I should have did. See if y'all can guess what I'm trying to do. So if I were actually serving this to a group of people, I'm going to take my strawberry, I'm going to put it on the side, and voila! Isn't our drink super cute? Okay, time to taste it. All right, let me mix it up just a little bit more. All right. All right. This actually is pretty good. This is really, really good. This is good. And it's not overly sweet, but it's not bitter either. So this was a really good taste. Now, of course, you can make it as sweet as you want. Maybe less salsa, a little bit more cherry, but it served its purpose. So cheers. I actually like this. So thank you all. Like I said, that was quick and easy. Sorry, this video is longer than I thought it was going to be, but you know, I always have to educate you all. So again, happy Juneteenth. I hope that you are celebrating it with family and friends, and that you actually are partaking in what the day means. Whether you are having, you know, you have a cookout, you can go to a museum. that discusses this, or you can watch shows on TV, because you know that they will be playing on all different sites. And I know a lot of times in the past, like they'll have Juneteenth concerts on places like CNN and things like that. So please watch it, become educated. For a lot of people, it's a newer holiday because the country just finally recognized it as a federal holiday, but it's been around for forever. For me, this year I will be watching programs, but what I'm going to do to celebrate the holiday is not only will I make my own I'll probably do this drink actually. I will have this drink on the table, but I'm going to buy from a Black owned business. That's where I'll get my meal from instead of me cooking. I feel like that's a way to pay it forward. The greatest way to represent freedom is to support Black owned businesses in honor of our ancestors, who I'm forever grateful for, for the ones that, were alive to see freedom. I know that had to be a wonderful thing. And of course, we always give praises and blessings to those that didn't make it. So again, happy Juneteenth. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I think I'm at like $1.99 for subscribers, so get me to 200 plus. I'm Crystal Stacy Designs. This is Black owned. Well, I'm almost there. But please subscribe, not only to my YouTube, but to my Instagram and Facebook. Everything is Crystal Stacy Designs. But you all have a great day. Again, happy Juneteenth. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Have a good one.